Good evening. This is Mark Mariadas bringing you the news roundup.
The top story on Gold FM.
A strong response has been sent to the letter of demand issued to Hiru News by the lawyer of Agriculture Minister K.D. Lalkantha regarding his declaration of assets. The legal team of Hiru News has communicated that their client categorically denies all and singular the several claims, assertions, allegations and demands made in the said letter of demand, and that the minister's purported demand will not be complied with. The letter further states that Hiru News, recognizing the right of correction, published a correction immediately on the 18th of April 2026 during the 6:55 pm and 9:55 pm news bulletins of Hiru TV, as well as on other media channels owned by the organization. The response also draws attention to the Anti-Corruption Act No. 9 of 2023, stating that there are irremediable errors in the minister's declaration and that his declaration of assets and liabilities has not been filed in compliance with the law. The letter goes on to warn that should the minister instigate any litigation against Hiru News, the organization will invoke its rights as a corporate citizen to have him dealt with under the law for deliberate violation of mandatory statutory provisions. Furthermore, Hiru News has stated that in the event of any legal action, it will raise, among other matters, that the minister has been involved in deliberate damage to public property and inciting violence against law-abiding citizens, as admitted to him in public fora, and will accordingly take up the position that he is a person who does not have a reputation to be tarnished.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
Cabinet spokesman Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa stated that the Finance Ministry will soon issue a clarification regarding reports of $2.5 million from the General Treasury being credited to a third party or hacker's account. The Free Lawyers Association addressed a letter to the Speaker today seeking an immediate investigation into the matter. Chairman of the association, President's Counsel Maitri Gunaratne, noted that this sum formed part of a $22.9 million debt repayment due to another nation as of late September last year. The letter states that between December last year and January 31st of this year, the funds reached an account unrelated to the intended creditor nation. The responsibility for foreign debt and interest payments shifted from the Central Bank to the Department of External Resources and the State Debt Management Office following the passage of the new Finance Act. Gunaratne stressed that Parliament must conduct a full inquiry as it holds ultimate responsibility for public finances. In the interest of clarity, we have left his remarks undubbed.
රජයට ගත ණය මුදලක් ගෙවන්න තියෙනවා වෙන රටකට. අපිට දන්න තරමින් මම හිතන්නේ ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවට ගෙවන්න තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඉල්ලීම කරපු එක්කෙනාට රාජ්‍ය ණය කළමනාකරණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවෙන් මේ ඩොලර් මිලියන 2.5 ගෙවලා තියෙනවා. ඒක අනුමත කරලා තියෙනවා නියෝජ්‍ය ලේකම් භාණ්ඩාගාරයකින් අනුමත කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් මේක හොයාගෙන යනකොට මේ මුදල් ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ හැකර් කෙනෙක්ගේ නමකට. අපි කියන්නේ කතානායකතුමාට ඔඩිටර් ජෙනරල්ට කියලා මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් පරීක්ෂණයක් පවත්වනවා.
Chairman of the Committee on Public Finance, Dr. Harsha De Silva, confirmed receiving information about the incident and sent an urgent letter to the Secretary to the Treasury demanding verification of the facts. Dr. Harsha De Silva detailed these concerns during a press conference in Colombo today. For clarity, we have once again left his remarks undubbed.
අද උදේ අපිට මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ ආරංචි වෙච්ච ගමන්ම මම මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශයේ ලේකම්තුමාට ලිඛිතව දැනුම් දුන්නා අපිට අද දවල් 1 වෙනකොට දනුවත් කරන්න කමිටුවට මෙහෙම මේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් ගැන සාකච්ඡා වෙනවා මේකේ ඇත්ත නැත්ත කුමක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කුමක්ද කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි සිහි කැඳවීම මම හිතන්නේ 5ක් විතර කරා අපිට මුදල් ලේකම්වරයාගෙන් කිසිම විදියකට මේකට පිළිතුරක් ලැබිලා නැහැ දැන් අපිට ආරංචි වෙන විදියට පස්පාරක් මේවා ගෙවලා තියෙනවා නමුත් පස්වෙනි පාරත් ඒ වාරිකය ලැබුණේ නැති වෙච්ච නිසා ණය හිමියා ප්‍රශ්න කරලා තියෙනවා ඇයි අපේ සල්ලි වලට මොකද උනේ එවන්නේ නැද්ද කියලා. දැන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කිසිම විදියකට අපිට ප්‍රතිචාරයක් නැහැ. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හෙට උදේවත් මුදල් ලේකම්තුමා රාජ්‍ය මුදල් කාරක සභාවට වාර්තා කරයි කියලා. තත්ත්වය මොකද්ද කියලා.
Cabinet spokesman Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa addressed journalists' inquiries on the alleged transfer during the cabinet briefing. The government maintains that the finance ministry will provide the necessary technical details as the investigation unfolds. For clarity, we have once again left his remarks undubbed.
මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශය පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් කරයි. දැන්ට මේ ගැන තොරතුරු අපිට වාර්තා වෙලා නැහැ.
මේ වෙනකොට මුදල් අමාත්‍යාංශය සම්බන්ධ විමර්ශනයක් කරලා අධ්‍යක්ෂවරුන් දෙදෙනෙක් සහ පරිගණක ක්‍රියාකාරියෙක් තවත් කෙනෙක් වැඩ තානම් කරලා තියෙනවා. මෛත්‍රී ගුණරත්න මහතා ඉල්ලලා තියෙනවා විශේෂ පාර්ලිමේන්තු කමිටුවක් කරහා මේ සම්බන්ධ විමර්ශනයක් කරන්න කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරලා තියෙනවා කතානායකවරයාගෙන්. මේ ඉල්ලීමට මොකක්ද රජයේ ප්‍රතිචාරය කියන්නේ?
පිළිබඳ කරුණු හොයලා බලලා තමයි කතානායකවරයා තීන්දුව ගන්න. ඒ කතානායකවරයා තමයි ඒකට උත්තර දෙන්නට ඕනේ. පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ හැටියට ඒ සම්බන්ධ විමර්ශනයක් කරනවද නැද්ද කියන එක. තවමත් තිබෙන්නේ මේ ලිපිය පමණයි මගේ අතේ. මේ පිළිබඳ වැඩි විස්තර මගේ ළඟ නැහැ.
In more local news, the Fourth Magistrates Court today ordered the retired Major General Suresh Saleh, former Director General of the State Intelligence Service, who is currently detained on remand in connection with the Easter Sunday terrorist attack, be further detained and produced before the court again on the 20th of next month. Heroes Court correspondent reported that Fourth Magistrate Isuru Nethikumara issued this order following consideration of a request made by the Criminal Investigation Department. When the case was taken up today, the attorney appearing on behalf of the defence informed the court that the suspect wishes to make a special statement before the magistrate in connection with this incident. Responding to that request, the magistrate explained that in accordance with court procedure, when a suspect seeks permission to make such a statement, it is standard practice to allow time for the suspect to reconsider the matter. Accordingly, Heroes Court correspondent reported that the magistrate decided to grant the suspect a period of 1 month to decide whether or not to make the said statement. The court also ordered that the final decision be communicated to the court on the 20th of next month. Former State Intelligence Service Director General Suresh Saleh, who is currently detained under the Prevention of Terrorism Act, had been brought before the Fourth Magistrates Court by officers of the Criminal Investigation Department under tight security arrangements.
Now for some news in brief.
Former MP Premalal Jayasekara was granted bail by the Nuwara Magistrates Court on a 25,000 rupees cash bail and 2 sureties of 1 million rupees each after being arrested over an alleged firearm threat incident.
The business news on Gold FM.
The Colombo Bourse was mixed today with the all-share price index gaining 14.33 points to end the day at 22,639.81 points. Meanwhile, S&P SL20 dropped 8.62 points to end the day at 6,213.84 points. Turnover was 5.2 billion rupees.
International news on Gold FM.
Tensions in the Persian Gulf escalated sharply following reports that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps attacked 3 cargo ships and seized 2 in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC confirmed it is escorting the MSC Francesca and the Epaminondas to the Iranian coast, alleging maritime violations. The attacks follow a confusing diplomatic standoff after US President Donald Trump announced an indefinite extension of the ceasefire. In Tehran, officials have dismissed the ceasefire extension as a ploy to buy time for a US military strike, while scheduled peace talks in Islamabad have been thrown into doubt after Vice President J.D. Vance cancelled his departure. Trump also said that he has directed US forces to continue to blockade Iranian ports, a condition Tehran has repeatedly cited as a deal breaker for any formal negotiations. Maritime experts warn the waterway is now too dangerous for commercial traffic, threatening to deepen a global economic crisis. Meanwhile, regional stability faces further strain following reports from southern Lebanon, where 6 people were wounded and homes were destroyed in the town of Qiyam. The actions, attributed to Israeli forces, mark a significant violation of a separate 10-day ceasefire agreement in the area. In response to the escalating violence, the French President Emmanuel Macron has voiced support for Nawaf Salam and the people of Lebanon in a social media post. He also called on Israel to withdraw its forces and urged Hezbollah to halt back attacks on Israel. However, the Israeli military says it is unaware of a strike reported by Lebanese media to have killed one person and injured two near the Litani River.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Director Kari Barker secured a deal to write and direct a new movie version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for A24. This feature film remains a separate project from the upcoming television series produced by Glenn Powell and Dan Cohen. Barker gained significant industry attention after Focus Features purchased his horror title Obsession for over $15 million.
Sports news on Gold FM.
The 6th edition of the Lanka Premier League will take place from the 10th of July to the 5th of August across venues in Colombo, Kandy and Dambulla. Sri Lanka Cricket confirmed the online portal for foreign player registration open on the 4th of May. That's all the news for now. Have a good night.